Friends, enemies, and those who remain undecided, welcome back. This is Jack. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want a nap. I food comed myself, but Gothic threw down the gauntlet, and I need to show her how good I am. Now, for those who did not see the earlier stream where I was reacting to her playing, she actually almost beat my time. She got hung up on Godfrey, and that's with her messing up her run because she went after Rickard first, and then like, wait, no, I can't get past the Godskin Noble, so let's go instead go after Renalia. She beat almost every boss on like first, second, or third attempt, but mind you, in my defense, she was doing summons and can use any weapon she wants. Mind you, she was using the Great Club, which she hadn't really even upgraded. So I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to allow that. I cannot let my little sister beat me. So we're going to go for a sub 2 hour time. Oh, I can get rid of that. Oh, wait, no, I can leave that up there. I can leave that up there. Oh, I feel the need to bring up, I feel the need to bring up that there is there's a controversial mod on the new Oblivion game where you can like in the game itself it says type body A, type body B, and there was like a fuck ton of mods that keep coming out, and all they did was just change it to male or female, and Nexus mods kept bringing it down. They're like, why the fuck are you making this? And now they eventually just gave up, and they're like, okay, fine, y'all can leave it on. I don't care anymore. I forgot. Oh, I'm stopping. Hang on. This run's already canceled at 24 seconds. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. Let me go ahead and delete all of my saves real fast, because I have 2 ashes now. So how I fucked up was I forgot to actually choose the right keepsake. I didn't choose a keepsake at all, which would hurt me greatly. The reason I use the name Ash is actually because of one of my stories. So, if you're wondering why I keep using the name Ash. But yeah, I'm fighting off a food coma right now, so my brain's gonna be a little foggy. I realized I could do that just now, where I could de-equip while I'm running, or opening the door. Now, I can still fight something unarmed completely, because that's still me using fists. I'll do no damage, but so anyway. My current goal is beat 2 hours. And with me having a more perfected run, I should say, not to mention, I'm going to go ahead and use summons. Since she used, cooperators, because I don't care about summons themselves. Since she was using cooperators, there's at least one of the fights I will take a lot of time off my speed run by itself, just using it in one specific fight. So, although I might try one more thing different, just because I'm stupid. Because I could, if I get the Hoarfrost Stomp, put it on the Spike Cestises, would give me Frost, or give me Ice ability. And then I could go beat up Radon, with both Bleed and Frost hitting him. The problem is, I want to still use the sidestep, or the backstep, whatever it's called, quick step. And I can't use that and keep frost at the same time, which is really helpful later in the run. I'll need to come back here later to pick up the crafting stuff. I'm curious if that actually is like making me move just a little bit faster. Actually, I don't need any coatings now that I'm thinking of it. Because in the normal speedrun, you'd get coatings for fighting Radon. And, but no, like, so I would still have to make a lot of the run through Renalia's place, which that's the, that would be who I'd swap out. Because Godric is so easy for me to run through and beat that there's no reason for me not to go after him. Radon is a challenging fight, even though you can summon a bunch of people to help you.
Have you heard? They serve but you. I can play turning to aid you. Lead to the foot. Then it summoned me. I bequeath. Use it. It will summon Torrent. Treat him with.
Now, what I might do. So for the because I found this out during the Grace of Godfrey fight, Fake Godfrey, I'll probably actually have the sleeping pots. Since I already pick it up along the way anyway. If I pick up the sleeping pots, that'll make that fight go by a lot faster. Or a lot easier. Need hers. Now I decided to go up this route because something occurred to me when I was watching Gothic. I rely on strength. This is a Wondrous Physic upgrade that increases my strong. It'll give me +5 strength. So instead of like me having faster stamina recharge, or the charge attack, depends on how I feel, I'll be able to give myself more strong. It's a slight damage increase. I don't have to come back to him, actually.
Name's but let me ask, are you here? Does your fate despite takes me any intro? All I know now's the time. Well,
now if I wanted to, I could probably parry would also be a viable option. Because there is a couple fights that I can parry, like I know how to. Oh, it scared me. I didn't know what that was. But there's only like a handful of, like me using punching weapons with it won't do me a lot of good. Like, because the iframes, or sorry, the parry window is like 9 separate frames, whereas like a shield doing it is like 20 some odd, and doing it with the shield is difficult enough. That got me 2 of them. Yo, help me! I'm stuck. Hello! And killing him would actually be, if I was doing a a great weapon run, killing him would actually be an option, because then you get a lesser shard, a weaker version of the one you get later in the story. Which means because if you're using a great weapon, you would either it would allow me to rely on the any of the smash attacks that I could use. The only downside is like pretty much the only ultra great sword that I would use, because we were discussing this on the earlier stream. The only one that makes sense to use is the Game of Thrones sword, the grafted sword. And the reason for that is because it uses somber smithing stones, which is much easier to level up. In fact, actually, before I even got to the Mogrit fight, I probably could actually get it to +9. And that's one of the disadvantages to me using the fist weapon for this, is that
Is anybody there?
there's only one, if I remember correctly, there's only one fist weapon that is a somber smithing stone weapon, and unfortunately, you get it from a boss fight. Hey, Gothic. You did really good with your run earlier, but I'm going to do better. Because my biggest hangups have been the Draconic Knight, and since you threw down the gauntlet, I'm going to throw it right back at you. Be prepared. And now that I'm thinking about it, Elden Ring is the only one I've played more than you. Because you've done Dark Souls 1, 2, and maybe not 3, but you've done Dark Souls 1 and 2 more than I have, by a large margin. So you at least know the maps far better than I do. Sure, give me a second. Well, obviously not going to do it right now. Unless you're trying to sabotage me, in which case, no. I have never been able to get down here with the horse before, and I actually find it kind of fun. I'm semi-hoping he lost interest in me. I'm not going to be that lucky. Konnichiwa.
Hello. Sorry, I was texting something.
I missed something on my run. Now I'm already upset. Like, I already ran past what I needed to. Oh, I can put this in before I forget.
I mean, I've played Dark Souls 1 quite a bit more than I would like to admit.
Yeah, you've played every starter class through the game.
All but one.
Which would be the Wretch.
Yes, it would be the Deprived. Yes. I have actually gotten a little far with that class that I like to admit. I've got them up to the Gaping Dragon.
So somebody did like a...
Yeah, mind you, that was without rings. Never again am I doing that.
So somebody did a video that, or not a video, it was like a, I would say smash or pass for lack of better description of like all the Dark Souls 1 bosses, and like they pretty much said smash on everything. They got to the gaping dragon, they're like, all right, hear me out. was their way of saying that one? Like, all right, hear me out.
What if I had sex with a dolphin? Hear me out. No. I played Dark Souls 1, I've played Dark Souls 2 quite a bit, than I like to admit. The bosses are a bitch, but...
Yeah, especially if you don't have like the whole dodge thing, the dodge thing upgrade. Like we've talked about that before.
Dodge.
You know, it's more distracting than helpful.
I was actually just gonna move right along,
He has
but okay.
fused with Kame.
What the fuck's a Kame? It means God. Now bow. Anyway,
Hellzone grenade. Oh, great! It's got a cool name. Anyway, continue.
Dark Souls 3, I played quite a bit of the main game, but the main game, if you know how to do it, it's actually relatively quick if you know how to do it.
Hey, Amber.
And they would have loved trying to followed me. Actually, I'm not sure if she followed me or not. Anyway. I fucking despise the DLCs for Dark Souls 3.
Justifiable.
The Ring City in particular.
That's for Dark Souls 3, yeah.
And that's not even like the bosses, it's just the places themselves. Like, yes, the Ring City is fucking pretty.
I figured you'd say the DLC you hate the most is actually the one that's before it, the Painted World of Ondario. Because having to fight Sister Friede. Amber says, just here to pass time, not doing good at the moment.
Yeah, so I can't wait for time. Lovely. Anyway. Anyway, no, I just hate... No, like, the Painted Ward, I'm okay with the Painted Ward. Like, I can't... Like, the Painted Ward from Dark Souls 1 is way different compared to Dark Souls 3. As Class Pizza no longer exists. Because she was, I don't know, killed.
It's unknown what happened with her. It's a different painting. Her painting may have just degraded. Because that's the whole point of Painted World of Ondario, what Dickie McGeezax, who sends you into it, is trying to do. Is he's hoping your enkindled ashes, or whatever you want to call it, will protect it.
Yeah, no.
Basically, he's trying to make blood, take your blood and turn it into paint.
Yeah, thank you, Gale. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's the reason why he's the boss of the Ring City.
So, like, I don't know, like, Dark Souls 3 Painted Ward, like, I'm okay with it. Sister Friede isn't much of a hassle, but if you don't know what you're doing, she can be a hassle. I know that, because I've seen it, and I have been a part of it, so I would not...
Well, it's a three-round boss fight, and you have to redo all 3 stages. Yeah, what's easy about that?
The only boss that actually has a fucking round, a phase reaction, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I can't think of any other... Oh, well, no, in Sekiro, the final boss has 3 phases.
I don't count him. I don't count Sekiro. Because it's not part of the main Souls trilogy. Which technically Elden Ring doesn't count, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Nor does Bloodborne, but... we will ignore that detail?
Well, if you're going to ignore that detail for them, then you can't ignore it for Sekiro. Just because you can't beat Sekiro doesn't mean you get to hate on it like that.
I'm allowed to hate on it. I'm allowed to hate on it.
No, you're not. I've already overruled you.
I'm allowed to hate on it. No, I'm allowed to hate on it. Just because I haven't beaten it or anything. No, fuck that. The game... No, here's what I don't like about the game. You need to be stealthy.
Everything.
You need to be stealthy.
No, you
How
don't.
does being stealthy fighting a bull mean? Like, how do you do that? You don't.
No, it's
Just
not that you need to
don't.
be stealthy. You need to fight unfair. You're not as like one of the people I used to learn. They said you're not a samurai. You don't fight with honor. You fight to win. You fight to survive. So yes, sneak up on your enemy. Yes, backstab them. Yes, use all the ninja tools.
That's what I try to do, but when you fight a fucking giant raging bull, how do you fight that stealthily? You don't.
You get around his ass and smack it a few times.
Yeah, but you know where he's most vulnerable at? His head.
Yep, and for that actually, I just practice deflecting. I just deflect because he still takes parry damage when you deflect. The only problem is that every time you deflect his flaming head, you still build up fire.
And technically, that demon fucking thing you fought at the beginning,
That's a Dark Souls.
technically, that's a Dark Souls boss. But why the fuck is it in my Sekiro game? Guess it's about a Dark Souls.
How can I?
I feel the oh, you just admitted it. I feel the need to point out that
Well, let me rephrase. It's in the same universe.
Server safe?
I feel the need to point
Well,
out. Go ahead.
we're in the same universe? I don't fucking know.
What was it? I had something. It's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Anyway, regardless of the situation, I love Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is great. I feel bad for the majority of the NPCs you come across because they all end up in tragedy.
Like, wait, are you new to Souls games?
Well, I mean, some of them you don't even have. I mean, some of them you'll fucking miss on your first playthrough.
Let's see here. Big Hat Logan, all he wanted to do was,
Dark Souls
learn magic. I know. But I'm saying, like, is your first Souls game? Because, like, every one of them, I don't think there's a single NPC that has a good ending in any of the Souls games.
I think the only one person who might be having a happy ending is Dark Souls 2 Fire Shrine Maiden, but even she has a terrible story.
She's not even a real person.
Well, technically she is, but she isn't. Oh, it's a person.
I'm a real boy.
5 shillings for the destroy. Take it away.
Shrek.
Next.
Shrek. Yes, I caught the reference. I was just doing a
You
Pinocchio
fucking-
thing in general.
You started it, so I was
No, I
gonna
didn't.
end it.
I just did Pinocchio. You're the one who turned it into a reference to Shrek.
Whose fault was that? I wonder.
We're gonna blame Amber.
I can take gathering place.
No, I don't blame Apple, because then she's gonna think you meant it literally.
She knows better. But if you do, don't think of French fries. Actually, there's curly fries waiting for me in the kitchen. I'm really full right now. Like, I'm fighting off a food coma.
Anyway,
Oh, I can't very well.
I think like the easiest boss in Dark Souls 3 is probably the fucking Hive Lord, but
Hive Lord Neda.
no, the High Grave Lord, or whatever the fuck his name is. He's like probably the easiest. Unless you know how to parry the fucking
Gwen.
I'm talking about Dark Souls 3.
Gwen's in Dark Souls 3.
No, he isn't. Is he?
Yes, he is. Are we want to have a bet?
I'm not saying like. You talking about the Soul of Sentinel boss?
That's him. His second phase is Gwen.
Actually, you know what? That actually makes a little bit more sense.
Because the Lord of Cinder is everyone who ever got absorbed into the bonfire. Which means Gwen, because he's the first, is there.
Yeah, and he's not the last eyeball.
Which means
Anyway,
depending on the timeline, your character from the first Dark Souls is there too.
That's if they decided to lit the bonfire.
Well, Dark Souls 3 is the collapsing of the timeline. Everything happened, and yet nothing happened.
I wouldn't even say it like that. But you're not wrong. I don't know, I feel fucking like Dark Souls 3 is just Dark Souls 3 is the end all to be all. Which makes sense why the bonfire is there to the Ring City.
What I'd actually be very interested in, well, remember the Ring City is where the pygmies were sent to.
Yep. There's a lot of them there too.
Oh, it's a whole species. They were, Gwen sent one of his daughters to protect the egg, which was pretty much why time didn't pass there. And then when we wake her up, the egg cracks, and she effectively wakes up, and then time resumes all at once, and that's why she's dead. Gwen's such a great dad.
Explain to me how he was a good dad.
I don't know.
Because I can't explain why he was a good dad.
You got how he treated his son Guinevere.
Yeah, made him dress up as a fucking as a girl.
We don't even know what happened to Gwendolyn, or if she even actually existed.
Sweetheart, take care. Daddy has to go take care of things.
Did God
I'm
set
actually
the
a boy. I'm actually a boy. Yes, I set the stage.
Gothhic did really good with her speed run, and now I have to, and now I'm taking some of the shackles off that I gave myself.
Yay.
My goal is sub 2 hour.
Yay, which means I actually have to beat which means I have to beat 2.5 hours.
That won't be too difficult for you, considering the fact that you almost you would have had like an hour and 30 if you didn't do the Rickard part.
No, I think I would have struggled a little with Godfrey and mode.
You still would have, but you still would have had a 30-minute. So you would have been at an hour and 30 minutes probably at that section, which means you would have had an hour to defeat Godfrey and Morgoth. You would have easily beaten my time.
Yeah. You know, if I actually knew about all and actually said what, and actually say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the academy, I would have done it.
Nope.
Oh, I don't know, but like if I ever have to do like a Dark Souls 2 fucking thing, I'm gonna have to struggle. I'll most likely struggle. So will you, probably.
Yeah, we'll find out. Alright, did that. Okay. I need to get my first talisman that I was after. The talisman I'm going to need for this.
I'm actually surprised I beat What's-His-Face at the Wall Shack thing.
Yeah, he's actually weaker than I thought he was going to be.
I actually thought he was actually gonna be tougher.
That's what I said.
Well, you leave me no choice. Me. Bring it, bitch.
Mind you, you're using a bonk stick. Quite literally.
Yeah, but I didn't use my thing. If I did my challenge, I actually probably would have actually killed him.
And not to mention, you didn't use any of the talismans you could have been using. Like, you used one talisman throughout most of it.
That is very true.
And you had talisman slots throughout the whole thing you could have easily just tossed on and would have given you a good bit of help.
Well, the one talisman that I used for the majority of it was actually relatively good.
But yeah, it's a good talisman. It's the Rodigan one. You're pretty much guaranteed to pick it up if you're doing a run, because you're required to go into the Fort Faroth anyway to go get the medallion. Or the
Also, I
crest.
gotta say, Go ahead.
You're good. I'm just focusing on running through a dark cave.
No, I just wanted to say I'm kind of proud of you actually going through a dark cave, not without the whatchamacallit.
All right, or the who's a what's it?
The flame thing.
We usually call those torches.
Yeah, torch. Usually you run through with one.
Oh, you bet. The Hooja Bub was because I almost fell in the water. Like, I was on the wrong side of the ledge. I was like, ah! I don't know why I didn't fall in. I'm not complaining. I just don't know why.
Oh, well, oh, okay. Yeah, okay, the stream just caught up to that. So remember how? So I did say in our group chat that Muriel is a greedy turtle.
Yeah.
He is. In the abridged version, he does therapy. And he asks everyone who comes in, pay me in runes. You know how to pay me? It's in runes. So you know Bloodborne more than I do.
I'd say so.
What would you say to a Bloodborne challenge?
Well, unlike you, I can actually stream it. You can't. That I know.
Who said it's the one that I have to stream it? I never said anything about that.
Oh, wait, you're wanting to set me up on a challenge?
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening.
Although I have to come up with an actually decent challenge of Bloodborne. So it would take some time.
That's fine. Because pretty much all you can do is like, hey, you can like as long as it's not like muskets only or something stupid like that.
Who said it was muskets only?
That's one of the challenges that popped up in my head because people do that one.
You, the house can remember you.
No. One of the ideas I thought about was actually giving you the startle blade weapon and just going from there, but that's too easy.
It's too easy because like one of the most powerful weapons in the game is one of the starter weapons.
Yeah, it's the chain. Yeah, it's the chain. Yeah, it's the fucking blade one.
No, it's the saw one.
Yeah, the saw one. And that one's probably the easiest. Don't forget to talk to Gideon off, Neil.
Only allowed a certain amount of deaths. That's a possible challenge.
That
I definitely won't do a deathless one.
That's a little difficult, but the only challenge that involves death would have to be a certain game to go along with it. Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 3 probably, because those are probably the easiest games to deal with less death runs. No offense. Although a remembrance run would be an interesting playthrough.
An all remembrance run.
Mm-hmm.
Would you that include the DLC remembrances or standard?
I would like to see how you do this. Probably the standard first, then maybe the DLC if you feel up for it. But first,
because a couple of those I'm
let's-
like, I'm good.
But let's just focus on the main one at hand first before we think about doing more of them.
I don't know which talisman I have equipped right now. That actually concerns me.
The moment you say that, you actually got into the cutscene. That was actually hilarious.
I know.
Remember, your stream, just like me, is on a delay.
I know. I figured he was gonna do that. I dodged.
Thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
Because I wish I was wearing the blue dancer talisman one.
If only he did that sooner, you actually would have been dead.
Yep. I had to get back off and get my stamina recharged.
Actually, I'm kind of curious on something, but where could I actually see that?
I fucking hit the button. I was not actually sure I was going to be able to beat him on this one. Alright, I was using no talisman right there.
Oh, there you go. You know what? That would be an easy challenge. No talisman run, go. I mean, that would be a little neat one, but...
For Elden Ring?
Yeah, for Elden Ring, like, no fucking ring run. Because for Dark Souls 1, you have to have a ring, Dark Souls 2, you have to have a ring, and Dark Souls 3, you also need to have a ring, just for fuck all reasons. Now you can fight what's-his-face for free.
What?
I was about to say, now you can fight what's-his-face for free.
Yeah, if you're talking about the Draconic Sentinel, yeah, me just summoning in what's-his-face will make a huge difference. And then I can summon what's-their-face for the final fight.
Godric?
That'll burn, yeah. Well, not Godric. I don't care about
Yeah.
summoning for Godric. I can handle Godric like it's nothing. I don't need to summon anybody for that.
Actually, I could probably deal with Godric by myself, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, I'm going in with a bleed weapon, so like it ultimately doesn't matter because he procs easily with bleed.
Yeah, and I decided to not give myself a... Yeah, and I decided to take away the bleed weapon.
Oh, you could have easily got... like, you chose to use the Great Club. There was a lot of weapons you had a choice of that wasn't the katana that was readily available for you.
Who said anything about using other weapons? I decided to not use... I just said I didn't... I just said nothing about the katana. I didn't want to use the katana.
Correct. And I never said that you could use no bleed weapon, it's just that you chose not to. Because you also chose the Great Club, which is not even what... Which, with respect, is not even one of the best weapons in the game. It's not even in the top, like, 50.
Yes, but here's the thing. Giant bonk weapons always do relatively well.
If you're wanting to use a giant bonk weapon, then the Grafted Sword actually would have been really good, just because you can get it really early, you activate its ability, and it gives you +5 to all stats. And it's a giant fuck-off sword.
Yes, but the giant club's literally a giant stick.
You're not wrong.
It's literally a giant stick for a certain amount of reasons.
In case you want to stick around.
Because you have quite the stick of approval.
Nah. Nah, that one doesn't work.
Yeah, that's why I hit my desk.
I didn't hear it.
Good. Glad no one heard it.
I still wish I could grow a beard. I got one of my friends who recently started HRT, and so they're trans male. They just started HRT not too long ago, and they can already grow a better beard than I can, and I'm pissed.
Oh.
I'm actually not.
Also,
pissed.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna lie. That jump you just did.
Yeah.
I actually thought I fucked up when I jumped on stream. Are we all? I didn't.
You were able to save yourself there with your second jump, but you did a good job.
Yeah, that's a jump that's a little rough and difficult to do.
But compared to all the other parkour stuff that like the speedrunners do, it's really easy.
I mean, I'm proud of myself, but I'm not that proud of myself.
You did phenomenal. I don't care what anybody else says. You did phenomenal.
If only I went after Renalia. If only.
If only the woodpecker sighed. The bark on the tree was as soft as the sky.
Also, maybe if I also went around, I actually probably would have done a bit better, but I didn't. The path you're going up right now to the chapel. I mean church.
You did. Something you could have done is you could have, and you can still do it on your next attempt. Here, I'll show you. It's because you have to go. You're going this route anyway. Is over here. There's an Ash of War with the invisible scarab. It's Horfrost
Yeah, I know
Stomp.
what you talked about.
And even if you don't plan on using the Ash of War ability itself, it would give your bonk weapon frost damage. Which means not only does it proc like bleed, where it'll just do a chunk of damage, it also, while the frost is still in effect, they just take more damage by default.
I also want to point out, apparently you can put the Godfrey Remembrance to, whatchamacallit, to sleep.
Yeah, that's something I
Yeah.
learned in that stream too, so that's what...
it's an interesting thing, because you wouldn't think it had any weaknesses, because it's a fucking... Yeah, a grace.
Yeah, it's not, like, non-organic things tend to have, like, no status effect weaknesses. I wish it was weak to madness. That would actually make it a little bit more interesting. Like, okay, what madness am I gonna cause? I gotta go back and get the crafting stuff now that I'm thinking of it. I might have to do that teleport. I'll probably do it after I get to the cave down here. All right. Did you see what just
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, he just said YOLO, and it didn't work out for him. That just shit like that doesn't work out for you usually.
I
Like,
thought it was funny as hell.
like 95% of the time, it does not work for you, my dude.
This one will sometimes get on the elevator with me, which makes it inconvenient. But since I'm not using, since I'm using fist weapons, which I can actually fight them relatively. I can actually fight them. Because if you're not using a strike weapon, you will just bounce off them.
Unless you do an R2.
Yeah.
It's the only about thing, but even that's just kind of like at that time.
Oh shit, she almost got me. That would have sucked.
That would have taken a little bit of time.
I would have had to redo the whole run to get down here.
Like I said, it would have taken a little bit of time. Unfortunately, you happen to be god at this, so...
No, I wouldn't say that. I got lucky just then. Hey, Trickster.
Jackstar!
Actually. Gothic stopped at Godfrey. And could have beaten my time.
If I didn't fight Recorder.
No, even if you hadn't done that, you could have beaten my time. All it would require is you to have, since you did summons, was to get past Godfrey, which I imagine you would have.
I probably would have, yeah.
After like a couple more attempts.
I mean, I got him down to about half health first try, so that was.
Well, second try, because the first one you didn't. You got killed almost immediately in the first one. But anyway, that's another conversation. And then when it came down to Morgoth, which you had been able to summon Dickie McGee's axe.
Yeah, but she hardly does anything.
Yeah, the final two bosses we need for the speedrun towns, we've gotten to each other.
I have no idea who that is, so.
Yeah, he's yet to play Elden Ring. He's getting it for the Switch too.
Boy, you need to play fucking Elden Ring.
He doesn't have a computer or a real console. He's only got the Nintendo Switch, and when the Switch 2 comes out, he'll have that.
Boy, you need to play.
You know what?
Play Elden Ring.
You know, it sounds like both those things when you use the word boy.
I'm just saying, like you need to play them. You need to recognize the greatness.
For the record, that was a joke about a joke from Dragon Ball Bridge. For anybody who doesn't know that one. Oh,
yeah, the cool one. Yeah, the Android 13 movie.
So somebody I follow had a really smart-ass comment because people were calling the new Oblivion remake woke, and their response is, every time a conservative says woke, a gay angel creates a drag queen. I'm like, you know what? I win. Trickster enjoyed your Kratos impression.
I mean, it wasn't even a Kratos impersonation, but I take it.
Boy.
Read it, boy. Read it, boy.
My favorite is that the voice actor for Kratos, quote unquote, got in trouble with the developers of Call of Duty. He said something about like his speech being longer than the campaign of the current Call of Duty.
Yeah, a game he like what? You said something about like beating it a certain amount or something to that
Yeah,
effect.
like I can't remember the exact line, but it was great.
Oh yeah, it has to be longer. Like his speech has to be longer than the Call of Duty. He said something to that effect.
Oh yeah,
Which
Christopher
just
Judge
like,
did a great job. Like Stargate has both Christopher Judge and it has Jason Momoa. Both like really standout actors.
You want to know what's even funny about Jason Momoa's character in Stargate?
What's that?
He was only supposed to be there for like an episode or two,
Uh-huh.
but since he was a well-loved character,
Yeah, he became a fan favorite and everybody's like he's the new Teal'c.
me, yeah, that sounds about right.
Richard Dean Anderson. But Richard Dean Anderson was already famous. This is like actors before they became super big. Although I don't know if Chris Judge was super big in before Teal'c. I just know Richard Dean Anderson was.
Richard Dean Anderson was pretty good. I mean, the
Was he?
actor.
I'm not saying he was good or not. I was just know if he was famous. Oh yeah, he was because before then he was MacGyver.
Yeah, the guy, well, like what, back in the 80s?
Yeah, so he was already a big name actor before.
Like, I don't like the reason I say that is because I'm not sure if MacGyver was a thing in the 90s. I don't think it was.
All I remember is like when I hear MacGyver, I think of Simpsons and like how all the old people are like obsessed with the show MacGyver for some reason. How Sideshow Bob got the vote of all the old people. He said, "Oh yeah, mind you, the scene where they first activate the Stargate. Oh my fuck! That like there is like very few movie moments that surpass that. Just that moment of James Spader's character, like everything he has said, everything he has been made fun of, turns out to be true. Everything."
I gotta love it. Anyway, yeah, no, he got in trouble for it. And he's just like, well, I'm never gonna work for Activision again.
Yeah, like I'll break his fucking heart. It's like, all right, cool.
I mean, what was it? It was one of the game show arena game shows. He had to announce the game of the year, and he's like, the nomination goes to...
Read it, boy.
Quiet. Yeah, just read it, boy. And everyone cheered. Yeah!
Because it was the voice actor for
Yeah, it was Kratos. It was Kratos.
no, his kid, Loki.
It was... Yeah, the kid, yeah.
I can't remember his actual, the name he actually goes by throughout the whole thing. Alright, so I have 2. I just need 4 more of those. I have 1 of those, so I need 11 more of these. I need 12 of these. I'll pick up all 10 of these. Oh, Taurus, thank
Although
you.
I hate... It was a Game Award Ninja 1.
Read it, boy.
Fucking everybody. Somebody said all you need was Medial. I'm just like, yeah. But Medial's head can't physically fit, so...
If I can get 2 more, which I can't yet. Not that big of a deal.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to hop on out of here. I do
No, you don't.
apologize.
No, you don't. You don't have to. You want to.
I'm forced to.
This stops the timer, so I'm at 47 minutes for the speed run. All right, then I guess I'll catch you later. I'm just hopping out of VC, so I don't have a random somebody else jump in.
You're good.
All right.
I assume Cool Walker would.
Yeah. Anyway, escape. All right, me doing that actually stops the timer. So, because it's actually going by where the actual timer for our speed runs are actually the save times. I've seen all of the episodes. Because remember, I watch it in Japanese. You don't. Which is your prerogative, I don't care. Like, the anime's not too bad. I'm glad you're caught up on Doctor Who. Go beat up. Go beat her up. I still gotta go get my crafting stuff, but I can wait a little bit longer for that. I'll grab that right after I kill Renalia or the Red Wolf, whichever one. Because I'm wanting to make sleeping pots, because that'll help with the Godfrey fight. I don't know how to feel about the fact that they headbutt you while wearing those headpieces. My condolences to Mode, now absolved of his sins. But unlike his allegations, I shall go unbeaten. All my boomsticks are silenced. Soldier Hans, have you seen the Hotten Hans? That was dumb. I don't know how I survived that, but I did. not think I was going to get it on my first try.
And I can also that you're not, then why not? I am Carlin. Goodbye.
Yeah, my punchers are about as upgraded as they're going to get. After I upgrade them, I can now level as much as I need to.
What took you? No matter. Lay out your arms.
For there is no light on this side of the tree. Okay. I've never seen him get stuck up there like that, and it's fucking hilarious. Catch you later. He gets stuck up there again. Am I hoping he tries to jump on the elevator from up there? I think he just did, and he phased through it. Oh well. Not an issue if I can beat her on my first try. We'll see. phase 2 almost instantly. Dragon. And it locked onto the dragon, not her. Would she summon this time? Okay, blood thing. I can avoid him easily. There, she's dead.
Dear daughter, breathe thy might into being. Where did ye flee, my sweetings? Come out from whence ye hide. There are books and light aplenty, dither not. Come out, say I, or will ye be close?
Let me solo her, solo her, until every battle is won.
You there? Come. It's time. Oh, God, you breached. Well, but of course. The gates! Open the gates!
I figured. I just didn't want to get into him just yet. I'll have to take a look at what you mean later after, because I don't want to do too much exploring when I have a vague idea of my run. Damn it. Jumped a little too soon. Trying to build up as much bleed on him before he transitioned. Oh shit! I'm sitting there spamming the dodge. Yeah, I know, but that wouldn't be for this build because this one I don't do jumping as much anymore. When I'm doing the giant fuck off weapon, that was a bullshit. I thought he got me just then. Spammed it 3 times and I didn't mean to.
I am the Lord.
That's how it's supposed to go.
All that is golden. And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
I'm still pissed. Like, it bullshitted me. Not to mention, like, the hitboxes when fighting are so awkward when you're using punching weapons.
Only fine you have it now to become the thing as now.
Alright. Now it's just pretty much Draconic Sentinel, Godfrey, Oh. I can get 2 of them. I'm funny enough missing the mushrooms, which are the most common item. I could easily go get some, but I don't want to yet. Those are just more or less backup when, or assistance when fighting Godfrey. But Gothic went ahead and did summons. I'm gonna do it too. So the Draconic Sentinel hopefully will be a lot easier now that since she wanted to go ahead and do cooperators. My goal is sub 2 hour. We're on pace for that. As long as I can get past the Draconic Sentinel in a reasonable amount of time. And with me doing a cooperator, I imagine I can. But it'll be my first time actually doing that one with a cooperator. I've almost never done it before. Even nights of the moon. Just to get them off me. Because the timer technically stops when I do this, because we're using the save data as the clock. Let's see what my actual time's at. Hour 9 minutes. So I got like 51 minutes to get through the Draconic Sentinel, Godfrey, and Morga to break my goal of sub 2 hours. All right. There it is. Once again, Gothic's going to use it. I'm going to use it too. Let's let him fully get into the fight because I don't want to. Damn it! Damn it! I was trying to roll out, but it's like, no, you're still in the middle of a combo. And like, I didn't push the combo. I did it once. All right. That's fine. Deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. I dodged! I really need to put an input command thing up there so you guys can see me push the buttons. Like, that's fucking horseshit. Oh, you can't summon a cooperator and your mount. Okay, that's fine. I'm getting worse. I'm somehow progressively getting worse. Mostly because I'm trying to do it all myself instead of letting him do more of the work, because that's the whole reason for summoning him, is to get the big off me. Deep breaths. I fucking dodged. That one was my fault. He switched targets so fast I didn't get a chance to react. I need to just hit him twice and then back off. I don't need to do long chains. I don't have that luxury. He's in a position I can't readily fight him, so I'm gonna... I got no way to maneuver over there. Wish he'd come after me, actually. Oh my fuck. Because he got in a place I couldn't fucking see anything. Because the goddamn tree line. That was the game fucking cheating. It's like, I'm going to push him into a place where you can't actually fight him. This is what's killing my time. It wants the draconic... Like, for Gothic, it did perfect AI. For me, it's like, fuck you. Alright, I got that out of my system. hate it when the hitbox goes through themselves. That was goddamn horseshit. He shouldn't have been able to hit me. That shouldn't have hit me. Like, even with the fucking cooperator, he's still kicking my ass because the game's like, yeah, you know what? Are you gonna help Great Horned? I heard the stun sound effect, but I guess he's not actually stunned. Stopped him from doing that attack. I survived that, and I don't know how. Hit him! Hit him! Hit him! I doubt that's gonna count, but it'd be nice if it did. If I had just backed off. If I had just backed off. If I had just fucking backed off. I am so pissed at myself right now. I fucking dodged. Oh my god, the game is being bullshit. The game is being bullshit. I have dodged through multiple attacks, and then it's like, no, that time it didn't count. I do it the exact same way every time, and it's like, no, randomly this one won't work. You were a half a frame off. All right, got that out of my system. That ball homes, and I don't like that. Can I call that one an RNG bullshit? Can I call that RNG horseshit? There was no way I can see where that lighting is, and it still hit me. Well, yeah, Gothic's gonna beat my time just because she can beat this guy in like 2 attempts when I can't. Actually, there's no guarantee she'll be able to do it again on her run, but we'll see. All I want is a sub 2 hour time. What the hell? I just crouched instead of like dodging. And just immediately changes target in the middle of the attack. Why? Why am I getting alerts? How do I change that? just double checking my alerts. I'm getting so annoyed. Like, if that's not obvious. There's no guarantee it was aiming for me, but glad I didn't take that chance. Of course, it's fighting in the trees again. I don't know why I'm bothering to drink. It'll next hit'll hit me no matter, kill me no matter what. So much horseshit has been going on in this fight. Like, it's worse than normal. I almost want to see what happens if I can fight him without it now, because I got his rhythm down normally, but then it's him transitioning between going big guy, big guy, big guy, fuck you. I missed. Am I not allowed to, like, that's why I stopped doing the jump attacks. There's like this weird delay between landing and my character's like, superhero pose. I gotta look cool. There's like a single rock that always hangs me up there. I don't know how I dodged it that time. He wasn't even trying to hit me, and he got me with the backswing. He was trying to hit the other guy, and it swung back and hit me anyway. Why? Why? Like, the RNG on this is being horseshit right now. Let's see, what am I sitting at? Yeah, there is no way I'm getting sub 2 out. I'll be lucky if I beat my old time. card just backfired and scared the hell out of me. Horse won't fucking stand still. So I want to hit it so I can apply frost again. Oh my fuck. I pushed the fucking dodge button. I saw the attack and I pushed it. It's the last time I'm gonna summon him, then I'm gonna try it without it. Because fuck it. It'll have less health, and I'll actually know if it's going to attack me or not, or attack him. I'd like it if you joined the fight, Great Horned. I mean, I went through the trouble of summoning you. I'd like you to actually be in the fight. It's rare I see bleed proc on him. Oh my fuck. Oh my fuck. I was kicking his ass. I was kicking his ass. And then it decided to stagger me with its falling back. Like, it staggered me. And then because I had already queued it up to punch, it was still doing the punch. If I get it on my first try without using him, I'm actually going to be a little cross. Could you get out of that corner? Could you get out of that corner? Thank you. I didn't push it a second time. I pushed it once. I was kicking his ever-loving ass again. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, we're going to just do an attack, make you attack again for no reason. All right. I pushed it once. And then it goes into doing a full combo. Yeah, I'm not gonna beat my time. I'm almost at the 2-hour mark right now because of this one fucking fight. Oh, I got lucky with that one. I dodged. It still staggered me for some reason. I'm going to do it one more time, then I'm ending it. Because I'm not going to beat my time. Which was my goal. I'm not going to beat my time. I am so fucking pissed. I am so fucking pissed. I would have easily been 1 hour, 30 minutes if it hadn't been for this one fight. How? I lied, I'm gonna do it one more time. How? How fucking how? I was not near it. There's been several times I should have fucking killed it. He shouldn't have fucking touched me, and it's like... That's what I wanted. I wanted to crouch. I just all that forward. I don't care. I hope I didn't just actually crash OBS. There we go. I'm done. I'm done. That just pissed me off. I am so fucking pissed off. All right. Subscribe so you know the next time I go live, and I'll see you in the next